Hello guys, today in this video, we're going to help you to find out the best soil moisture meters tested in market. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their quality, durability, customer review, and more. If you want to see their price and find out more information about them, you can check our links in the description below. Number 11. UNI Soil Moisture Meter. Newcomer to the industry, it has made a huge impact with its specialty in electronic gadgets. UNI's Soil Moisture Meter is a soil moisture meter with a creative as well as effective design that makes the process of farming more interesting and easy. It comes with an analog meter shaped like a ladybug, which is a great initiative to make gardening fun and artistic. This ladybug-themed meter can also be used for teaching your little ones in an enjoyable way. Not just that, the device is really useful with no battery protocol. It assures you to not worry about losing your power connection and recording faulty ratings. It works on a premium double needle detection technology, which eventually accelerates the speed and efficiency of this device. Having all this in just one with accordance to its price, UNI's Soil Moisture Meter has really managed to stand firmly up to its reputation. A soil test kit is a tool that helps you to determine the water of your soil. It is important to test your soil because too much water or lack of water in the soil affects the health of your plants. We see a lot of people who do not know how to take care of their gardens and buy care products reasonably. The nice tool can help people have a nice and cool garden and can help people optimize both in terms of time and money. Number 10. Vivota Soil Fade Meter FV03 Upgraded Large Screen. For reliability and accuracy on all three fronts, moisture, pH, and light, we like the Vivota Soil Meter, which we found to be quite accurate when reading all three aspects. This Vivota meter also features two probes, one for moisture and the other for pH. The Vivota is another simple analog meter, but it comes with a nice-sized rectangular dial that makes it easier to see all the different readings than some of the smaller dials that had us squinting. The moisture readings were spot on, and they fluctuated as expected when we tested the meter in various soils with different moisture levels. The pH level readings were also accurate and reflected the various acid/alkaline levels in separate planting beds. It also seemed to read light levels accurately. Number 9. Epinka Susti Aquameter Set of 4. These 4 small Epinka moisture sensors don't come with dials or digital displays, but we found them to be quite beneficial at monitoring the moisture level in indoor potted plants. The sensor pens come packaged together in plastic wrap with no instructions whatsoever, so we had to log on to the seller's site to figure out how to use them. Fortunately, it couldn't be simpler. All we had to do was insert one of the sensor pens into the soil in a potted plant and wait to see if a tiny core inside a transparent window turned blue. If it did, the plant had plenty of moisture. If it remained white, it was time to water. We recommend these little pens for those who want to tell at a glance whether it's time to water. We switched the pens from pots with wet soil to pots with dry mix, and sure enough, they changed color to suit the dampness. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Number 8. Gain Express Soil Fade and Moisture Meter. The probe on the Gain Express is nearly a foot long and fully 3/8 inch in diameter. It's not only the thickest probe of any of the models we tested, but it was also securely attached to the meter itself. Probes on other models, although functional, didn't have the same level of reinforcement. The Gain Express measures both moisture and fade levels, and we were able to insert it more than 8 inches deep into the soil of the lawn, making it well suited for testing lawns, fields, and raised garden beds. The design is slightly different from other meters in that we had to push and hold a button on the side of the unit to get a moisture reading. Once we let up on the button, the meter defaulted to the pH level. Both the moisture and pH level meters seemed very. Number 7. Kinsizer 3-in-1 Soil Moisture/Light/Fade Meter. Having an accurate moisture reading is essential, but knowing whether the soil is too acidic or overly alkaline is also vital for some garden plants. We were eager to learn if our rhododendrons were in soil with a suitable pH level, and we believe the Kinsizer gave us the answer we were looking for. As with all the other meters, we put the Kinsizer through the complete battery of moisture tests, and it appeared to be highly accurate. We then tested the light function, but unfortunately, it failed to register any difference, whether in a sunny spot or the middle of our shade garden. When we tested the PAVE function, however, we were pretty impressed. In our blueberry patch, where we've added a high amount of soil acidifiers. Number 6. EcoIt WA0291 Soil Moisture Tester. Upon opening the box containing the EcoIt Soil Moisture Tester, our first thought was how different the probe looked compared to all the other tester probes. Instead of a long round cylinder, the probe on the EcoIt was flat and short, just 3 inches long. We inserted an A8 battery into the base of the probe's handle and another one in the back of the small display screen. The LCD screen sprang to life, and we set the time using the buttons on the side of the display. Then we inserted the probe into potting soil. The display registered the moisture level as a percentage. While the probe was still in the soil, we poured some water into the pot. Sure enough, the percentage of moisture increased on the display. What's more, we tested the range of the probe's signal and were able to get a clear signal from as far as 200 feet away. Number 5. RioTemp Garden and Compost Moisture Meter. If compost material is too dry, the material could take a long time to decompose, but if it's soaking wet, it might attract pests. Knowing this, we were eager to put this RioTemp moisture meter through its paces, thanks to its long 15-inch probe, particularly suited to testing a compost pile. Before using the RioTemp meter, it must be calibrated, which proved simple enough. It required us to obtain a sample of compost we felt was of optimal dampness, insert the probe, and then turn a small flathead screw on the back of the box to 5 on the dial. After that, we were able to take readings of both shallow and deep compost piles. If the reading was lower than 5, we added water. If over 5, we allowed the compost to air out a bit. The heavy-duty probe on this RioTemp model is thicker than an average moisture meter to prevent bending when testing dense compost in heavy soils. This meter is powered by one AAA battery. Number 4. Slux Long Probe Deep Use Soil Moisture Meter. Watering tall potted plants can be problematic when gardeners can't tell if the soil deeper in the pot is consistently as moist. We run into problems in the past with tall pots that don't drain well, leaving us to think we needed to add water, when in reality, the soil in the bottom part of the pot was too soggy. We found the Slux Long Probe Soil Moisture Meter was just the ticket to solve this problem. Like the other Slux model that took top billing in this lineup, this meter also features an easy-to-read analog dial and color coding for determining moisture at a glance. The main difference is that this version has a slightly over 12-inch long probe for deep insertion into the soil of our potted plants. We discovered that one of our potted perennial bushes wasn't draining well. The soil at the surface seemed dry, but a foot down. Number 3. Trazen Soil Fade Meter 3-in-1 Soil Tester. We measured moisture levels, light levels, and soil acidity with this multifunction analog meter from Trazen. While the most critical function in our tests was moisture meter accuracy, since we were testing specifically for dampness, we found the added functions, which give a broader picture of soil conditions, quite beneficial. The simple analog display shows moisture levels on a 1 to 10 scale, light levels on a 0 to 2000 lux scale, and pH between 3.5 and 8. A simple switch allowed us to select from among the 3 options, and the results of all 3 are available on the single dial readout. This Trazen seemed highly accurate when reading both moisture and light range, but we weren't as convinced about its fit detection. This is because we tested it in the unamended soil of the lawn, and it gave us the exact same reading as it did when. Number 2. Guev Soil Moisture Met. Here's no need to spend a lot for a good soil moisture meter, as we found when testing this simple, inexpensive analog model from Guev. It doesn't come with fancy bells and whistles, but it does accurately measure soil moisture levels. In tests, we were impressed with the large and easy-to-read display. Like other analog meters, it features color coding to show the approximate soil moisture at a glance. The back of the packaging also features a handy watering guide for more than 200 indoor and outdoor plants. This was helpful, and we considered laminating it to keep as a guide. For example, we checked the recommended moisture level for our mock orange bush. The guide told us it fell within the 4 to 5 green section of the meter. We then determined how much we needed to water weekly to keep the soil around that bush at the proper dampness. Number 1. Slux Soil Moisture Meter. The Slux Soil Moisture Meter is the epitome of simplicity, and that's one of the reasons we loved it. We tested it on various types of soil and dampness levels, and it responded accurately. While it has a 10-point scale, it's a lot simpler to look at the color coding on the dial. Red for dry, green for moist, and blue for wet. We inserted the meter probe into the soil, no calibrating or prep necessary, and the dial gave an immediate reading. Although it lacks bells and whistles, this meter offers accurate readings, and the probe is securely attached. It also doesn't require batteries or charging, making it ready to use right from the box.